Welcome to another Writer Chat. Today I'm going to talk about an event that I attended a couple of weeks ago. The town where I live has a place for writers called the Writer Center. And it's a great location for taking a writing class, for attending readings, and I admittedly haven't participated very much in it, but I want to start taking more classes. So a couple weeks ago, I attended a reading, and I think it was the 10th anniversary of a local literary journal called Delmarva Review, and it was a pretty cool event. It featured the editor in chief, who introduced the writers, and she also explained how they select the works that would be published in this issue, and it's very competitive. They get thousands of submissions of nonfiction essays, short stories, poetry, and they can only take a small selection of their submissions. So it was pretty enlightening. And so I now know the odds. And some of the readers who were published in this issue were there, and they read from their works. And great writers, all of them. This only comes out once a year, so it is just a very special publication. A lot of deeply felt pieces, very, very polished. It's not, these writers did not just dash off a story or a poem and then send it in and forget about it. They obviously spent time revising and polishing. The editor-in-chief said, I mean, these writers can work on a piece for a year. And it's really the craftsmanship, the artistry, the understanding that arises the more you spend time with your work and seeing what is the real meaning in your writing. What's the story? What are the emotions? What are what's driving this piece? And sometimes you don't realize what the piece is all about until you've played with it for a long time. So I could totally appreciate her description of this whole process. And I admit that I have not finished reading this, but since it's such a significant publication, it will take me a while to go through it. But there are pieces in here that have already caught my eye, and one definitely has to be the story. If I can find it, and maybe let me see. Anyway, I probably won't find it until after I end this video, but I should have marked it. Anyway, it was a story that I liked because it had some mythological overtones, and that to me always adds a touch, more than a touch of mystery and an ambiguity. And there's something that is otherworldly, but it's also quite sad. And that's something that I would like to bring more of into my own work. It's a type of writing that always is compelling, the most compelling to me. Here it is. It's called Shoes Made for Walking, Shoes Made for Flight by Sam Grieve. And it's not a very long short story, but it's beautifully polished and it ends up being ultimately unsettling and a little bit unexpected. The development that occurs between a married couple in England. Um, and if I read more stories, maybe I'll bring them up in another video. But I definitely want to start looking at more journals, literary journals, and probably discussing them in future videos. So if you have a suggestion as far as the type of journal online, it could be print, that I should look at, let me know. Oh, and another thing, I was glad to purchase a copy of this journal after reading, and it's very important to support these publications. I'm sure that their budgets are very small, very tiny. So I want to do my part to support emerging and established writers. But when I came home, I realized that I looked up this journal on Amazon, and I could get the same edition for my Kindle, and it was significantly cheaper. And I think if I had known, I would have. Well, at the during the event, I was glad to purchase the print issue, but I think in the future, when it comes out next year, I'll definitely look for it for my Kindle, because I like being able to carry around a large variety of reading material on my Kindle, so that I can always access the last page I read, and and it's all in one place, rather than I put it in a pile and then I don't find it again. So I will talk to you later. So leave a comment. Do you find my writer's chat helpful? And are you a writer? What do you like to write? Let me know in the comments. Bye.